Good morning, everyone. Today I am going to explain you about the legislative power of the president, discretionary power, and emergency power. Whatever the other powers given in your book, that one for your self satisfaction you can go for it. Otherwise, no need to prepare all those things. Whatever I am explaining in my video, that one only you have to prepare. And legislative powers 4 points, discretionary power 4 points, emergency power 3 points only. That much you have to write here. So children, watch it. Legislative power of the president. Legislative power of the president. Number 1, according to Article 87, the president can address the parliament at the commencement of the first session of after each general election and the first session of each year. This is your first point. Your second point is message to parliament. According to Article 86, he has the power to send messages to either house of the parliament, either in regard to any pending bill or to any other matter. Third, Article 85, the president has the power to summon and prorogue the house of the parliament. And here these articles also refer that he can dissolve the Lok Sabha and order for fresh elections. And the power to summon parliament is subject to the condition that there should not be a gap of more than 6 months between the two sessions of each house. As you know, children, there are 3 sessions of the parliament each year: budget session from February to May, monsoon session July to September, or winter session November to December. Number 4, nominations of members. Under Article 18, the president can nominate 12 members of the Rajya Sabha from amongst the person having special knowledge or practical experience in respect of in the field of literature, science, art, and social service. Whereas under Article 331, the president can nominate 2 members from Anglo-Indian community to Lok Sabha if he feels that the community is not adequately represented in the house. This is your nomination of members. Next, we are having assent to bills. Under Article 111, no bill can become a law without the assent and the signature of the president. Once a bill is passed by both the houses, it is sent to the president for his approval. The president may give his assent or withhold the bill or send it back to the house concerned with recommendation. However, if the bill is passed again in the same form, he has to give his assent to the bill. And next we are having promulgate the ordinance. Under Article 123, the president can promulgate an ordinance when the parliament is not in session, and president has power to promulgate this ordinance under following condition. The first one, president must be satisfied with the circumstances that it is necessary for him to take immediate action, and when both houses of the parliament are not in session, at that time he can promulgate, and the ordinance promulgated should be laid before both the houses of parliament when they reassemble, and if the parliament does not approve the ordinance, it lapses. And if an ordinance is not disapproved, it will automatically cease to operate at the end of 6 weeks from the date of the parliament reassembles. The ordinance lapses if it is replaced by an act of parliament. This is how the president has power to promulgate ordinance, under which condition. Next, we are having assent to some state bills. The governor may reserve some bills, state bills, passed by the state legislature for the consideration of the president. The president can refuse his assent to such a bill, or he can also send it back for reconsideration. Bills affecting matters such as the power of the High Court are reserved for the consideration of the president. And last legislative function is the formation of new states. Formation of new states. A bill for formation of new state or alteration of areas of the existing states cannot be introduced except on the president's recommendation. Discretionary powers. The President of India enjoys certain discretionary power, special power, exclusive power, where the President may have to use his wisdom and judgment. He by himself has to use his wisdom and judgment to avail these powers. So what are those discretionary powers? First one is all about appointment of Prime Minister, where no single party get the majority vote in Lok Sabha. And when there is a hung parliament, at that time the president use his wit and wisdom and appoint a prime minister. Without getting the advice of outgoing prime minister. Secondly, here also he has the power to appoint a prime minister in case of sudden death of the prevalent prime minister, sudden death of prime minister, where the ruling legislature party is unable to meet immediately to elect its leader. So at that time, the president uses discretionary power and appoint prime ministers immediately after the sudden death or demise of the current prime minister. Next, when the ruling party who has lost majority support in the Lok Sabha, or when a vote of no confidence may have been passed against it, at that time the president uses his discretionary power to dissolve the Lok Sabha or ask another party to prove its majority on the floor of the House to form the government. These are the discretionary powers of the president. One more is there. The president can dismiss ministers in case the council of ministers loses the confidence of the House but refuses to resign. In that case, the president can use discretionary power and dismiss all the ministry. So these are the special power of the president. While availing this power, the president need not has to take advice of prime ministers or council of ministers. Next, we are having emergency power. What is an emergency. An emergency is a sudden or unforeseen situation demanding immediate action. It is a situation in which the head of state assumes extraordinary powers. The president can proclaim a state of emergency in three cases: national or general emergency, breakdown of constitutional machinery, or financial emergency. National or general emergency under Article 352. If there is a danger of foreign aggression or danger to peace and security of the country because of a civil war or insurgency or any other such cause, the president can declare national emergency, and the duration of this national emergency is for a period of 6 months, and at the end of the period of 6 months it has to be renewed by parliament by a special majority, else it lapses. Under Article 352 we are having national emergency. Breakdown of the constitutional machinery. If the president is satisfied that the governance of a state cannot be carried on in accordance with the provisions of the constitution, then he may declare, or he can declare, an emergency in the state. This is called president's rule. As the president may assume himself all or any of the all in all of the state or any of the functions of the government of the state. The duration of this emergency president's rule is 2 months. If it were to continue beyond 2 months, it should be ratified by the parliament, and the proclamation will cease to be valid for 6 months after the date of its issue, even if the parliament ratified it. It can be extended for another 6 months, and normally it can continue up to 1 year. It may be extended beyond 1 year under two conditions. When a proclamation of emergency is in operation in the whole India or in any part of state, at that time it can be extended, and when the election commission certifies that holding election to the legislative assembly of the state is difficult there, at that time it can be extended for more than 1 year. And the third one is we are having financial emergency. If the president is satisfied that a situation has arisen whereby the financial stability or credit of the nation is threatened, in that case he can declare financial emergency under Article 360, and constitutional emergency Article 356. That means 3 emergency power: Article 352, 356 and 360. And duration of financial emergency is also valid for 2 months. Same process, and will cease to exist at the expiry of 30 days from the date on which the Lok Sabha first sit after its reconstitution. So these are all about your emergency power. Emergency powers, he can declare, president can declare emergency if there is a threat to the security of India or any part of it, if there is a failure of constitutional machinery in a state, or if there is a financial crisis. 3 emergency powers we are having. So from this chapter up to this much, prepare yourself children properly, whatever I am explaining